Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I wanted to talk about why you should search for God instead of believing in God. When you believe in something, you stop searching for it. Belief is good up to a certain point, and search is something different. Search is seeking for God. When you love someone, you always want to be united with them. You want to search for them, and you want to eventually be with them. But if you stop searching for God, not just in your tradition, when you go out, you search for God. Every moment you search for God. And this is, if you really are seeking uh, the truth, and if you are really seeking unity, then you shouldn't stop by believing in anything or adapting an ideology or a belief. Because once you adapt something, you will limit yourself to that something. And as soon as you limit yourself to something, you will stagnate. And this stagnation will be comfortable, but it won't take you far. It won't quench your ultimate thirst. It won't make you meet your beloved. The only way is to search for him. And in searching for him, you will see that you are discovering things not just in this material world, but inside yourself, an experience and about yourself. In searching for him, you see that eventually this seeking outside has stopped, and then you start seeking inside. And in seeking inside, you discover things about yourself, things that are hidden deep in your unconscious, that these things are buried so deep that you never even bothered to look at them. Most of us do act unconsciously most of the time. It's a habit that repeats. Our walking style is automatic. Our, our days are usually automatic. We do the same things again and again, and we don't even bother to look at them. You get you get greedy about the same things again and again. You want the things that you acquired before again and again, and you keep doing this. That is why a lot of saints and prophets, especially those who from the Jaina tradition and from the Buddhist tradition and from many other traditions is in Hinduism, and especially in Hinduism there have been many schools who do not stress upon believing in God and loving God. They stress upon search for God and search for truth. This is the main reason why, because sometimes you are just victimizing yourself in front of God. You are looking at your own suffering and thinking that God has given that to you. That there is a person somewhere who is harming you for some reason. And to be honest, a deep personality you have is the personality of a victim, and you like playing this role very much because you're vulnerable when you are a victim, and in front of God you can be vulnerable. That is what we all think. In front of this image of God we can be vulnerable, and we can talk to Him about our sufferings, and He'll listen to us. And we only go to God only when we are suffering. When we are happy, who cares about God? When we are happy, we go to our friends, we go to our family. But when we are suffering, we go to God because we like to be victims. We see suffering in the world and we don't do anything about it. We don't want to change it. Instead, we just want to dwell in it, want to be victimized by it all. Look at how we blame others. Look at how we blame our parents. We blame the society. We blame our spouses. We blame our culture. We blame our tradition. We blame everything. Instead of wanting to change something, we blame each other. And blame never works. Never works. As soon as you blame, you make yourself a victim. And as soon as you become a victim, you want gratification. You want self gratification. And anything that can give you gratification in no time by playing, it can be by playing a role, or it can be by doing something that is that can give you this short-term effect of gratifying. Anything that can be, it's a trap. If you see that it's easy to get, then it's a trap. In this material world, um, the more patience you have, the more aware you are, the more patience you have, the more control you have on yourself, the more you are stable in the truth, the more you are close to truth. The, the sign of a mature, advanced person, especially a spiritually advanced person, is that he is calm, he is patient, because he knows that everything that happens to him is a gift. Every experience that you get is a gift. The mind only evolves through patience and awareness, and in searching for God instead of believing in God and victimizing yourself in front of God, you advance yourself, you move forward in life, you become a river instead of becoming a lake, and you flow until you reach the ocean, and nothing can stop you. Anything that comes uh, in your way, you're willing to go past through it until and unless you search and you finally dissolve in God. That is why it's important to not just Go to God when you are a victim, when you are suffering. It is important to go to God when you are happy, and it's important to go to God by searching for Him. Only when you are searching for Him, you get out of your mosque, you get out of your temple. Maybe in his search, you will go to the temple. The person who has gone to the mosque for decades, when his search truly begins, he will go to go to the temple, because the mosque will not satisfy him. The temple won't satisfy him, and he will have the urge to search for God, regardless of whether society tells him that it's wrong to do. That is how you advance yourself towards towards God. That is how you show God that you are willing to do anything you want, even question your beliefs. That is how you have a chance of enlightenment. That is how you meet your beloved. You don't meet your beloved by victimizing yourself and crying in front of God. You meet your beloved by moving yourself out of your homes, by going out, by expanding your mind, by seeing that you are not getting satisfied through all of these rituals and these religions, that it's only bringing you doubt and falsehood. Then you move out, you go, you go where you're not supposed to go, and you understand people. You understand those who don't belong to your caste and your religion. You try to understand them. You try to understand a bad person. You try to understand a criminal. You try to understand a person who steals. You try to understand the poor. You try to understand the rich. And in that understanding, you will find love. Only when you understand someone, you can love them. And how will you love God if you don't understand Him? How will you love God if you don't get out of your beliefs and get out of your own religion to search for Him? How will you understand His workings? He's the one who is causing suffering. He's the one who created the people who don't belong to your religion. How can you understand Him if you don't go and understand those people who He has created? So if you are in this misconception that by believing in God or following a religion or following a spiritual path is enough, you're in a huge misconception and it's a trap. So search for God. Don't believe in God, search for God. And you will find so many things that come from your deep recesses of your soul, from your own soul. And if you don't find them, you don't grow. If you don't find these obstacles inside yourself, how will you grow spiritually? So search for God, and thank you for watching this video.